Hello, dear friend. If you are as heartbroken as I am about the recent school killings in Texas, then I hope you will permit me the opportunity to explain a very simple solution to those killings. Do you remember back in the day, not too many years ago, where the NBA, there were fights on the open court and fans were participating in those open fights, fist fights? Do you remember that? What happened? What settled that chaos, confusion, pain, suffering on the basketball court? The rule of law. The commissioner and those involved drew the line in the sand. If you cross this line and step out onto the court and you're not a player, you're not called in as a player, this is the fine. This is the penalty for stepping over that line. Not too many weeks ago, here we're heading into the playoffs, I heard 4 different games went into double overtime, all in the same night. So, how are these young men, these men, participating at such a high level? It's the rules. The rules over all the years. I think I looked up an NBA starting, I thought I saw 1956, where they're doing like dribbling, the rule for dribbling. 56 was the year, 1956 was the year we started mandatory testing in our schools. Children, teenagers, being told what to memorize before ever being taught how to memorize, a proven, dependable, repeatable method for memorizing so they could remember and pass the test. You and I, we were never taught that. So the rule was broken. We were told what to do. We were told what to memorize before we were ever taught or showed how to do, how to memorize. Since 1956, education has not changed. The struggle, the suffering, basically the fist fights, the killings. NBA, both started at the same time. Average player earning $6.4 million. The average player in the NBA. If you look up, if you Google Malice at the Palace, Pistons versus Pacers brawl. Google Malice at the Palace, Pistons / Pacers brawl. And see the fist fight on the court, the fans joining in. So if we are to create real, I've corrected it recently, if we are to create positive, meaningful, lasting change in K-12 public education, just like basketball, the rules that govern the players, we must set the rules to govern the learning. Never to tell a child what to do, what to memorize, without first sharing with that child how to do, how to memorize. Can you show me how you memorize something as simple as Helena as a state capital of Montana? Helena as a capital of Montana. What is the method that you use? Can you share that with me? My method has 5 specific steps that I drop into. Now, I don't know if your method has less than 5 steps. I don't know if your method has more than 5 steps. I'm willing to learn from you. Are you willing to learn from me? So the foundation, the rules for basketball. Start with our commissioner, W. Edwards Deming. Out of crisis. America's K-12 public education is in crisis. We go to our founding father to begin to find our way out of this crisis. Consider Deming, the commissioner of the NBA. Deming said, only the method matters. Everybody's trying their best. Everybody wants to succeed. Everybody wants to achieve that letter grade, A, B, but by what method? Harry Lorraine, our founding father of memorizing. Super student, super memory, super student. Can it get any simpler than that? 4 words. Super memory, super student. Harry Lorraine, our founding father of memorizing. Robert Fritz. Russell has identified the method Harry Lorraine teaches for memorizing. The same method Robert Fritz teaches for creating, our founding father of creating. Only the method matters. W. Edwards Deming. A method, a proven, dependable, repeatable method for memorizing, Harry Lorraine. A proven, dependable, repeatable method for creating, Robert Fritz. Game on! The rules set. Now we can play, now we can compete. As we move on to learning, move on to that higher education, the foundation has been set. You know what the foundation looks like right now? Method? Methodology? W. Edwards who? Teaching our children what? I've not heard one word from you. I've not heard one word from an Arizona politician. I've contacted our senators and our representatives. Not one word. Not one word from our media. I've contacted the Arizona Republic. No game on with the Arizona Republic. No game on with KFYI. No game on with our senators. No game on with our governor, Doug Ducey. Dropped off 2 packets of information to Doug. Come on, Doug. Come on. Diane Douglas, Superintendent of Education, dropped off 3 times. Diane, got some game? Man, are you kidding me? No one's got any game. What's the game? Either debate me on what I am sharing with you, challenging you with, that we must teach our children how to memorize before we ever tell our children what to memorize. And until then, stop all testing to take the pressure off our teachers, off our teenagers, off our children. Stop all. Blow the whistle. Don't they have that in sports? Foul. The teachers are fouling our children and our teenagers and our students. I'm drawing the line in the sand. Won't you help me to draw this line in the sand? We must set the law, the rule, to govern the behavior. It's that simple. It's that simple. Now, we could blame the killings on video games. We could blame the killings on movies, all these high-impact movies, these multi-million-dollar movies, all the killings in those movies. We could blame it on pornography. We could blame it on single-parent families. We could blame it on and try and fix all these other areas. That's called problem solving. The point of creating is to teach our children how to create a memory so they can remember and pass those tests. We're not going to shift into problem solving because we're not going to chase our tail because there's many problems that will never get to the foundation. We must establish, like the basketball court, the foundation for learning. Sir Isaac Newton, all learning is about remembrance. So we're not going to go and problem solve all this. We're going to say we must establish. I always like Spalding better than Wilson, but hey. So I'm 6 foot. My father is 6'4". My mother is 5'10". My brother Chris is 6'4". My brother Robert is 6'7". Game on! Come on! Either debate what I'm sharing with you. We'll put that over in the left hand here, because that's pretty. I think I can dribble past you on that one pretty easily. I got a test for you to take. It's called the 50 African Capitals. You have 1 week to memorize and remember and achieve a B. 40 correct answers. So if you're debating what I have to share with you, then take the test. Over here, you're participating, you're helping. I'm going to pass you the ball, man. Come on. You're helping, right? Wait a minute. You're still sitting on the bench? Wait a minute. You're in the stands? You're a fan? You're not even a player? Come on. First thing you got to do is get on the bench. Like, share, and comment. At least get on the. You're still in the stands, man? Some of you in the nosebleed sections haven't been bold enough to like, share, comment, or debate. So if you're wondering why, K-12 education, I'll try and hit them all in a row. Sometimes I forget a few. There's a misunderstanding telling children what to memorize before we teach children how to memorize. That misunderstanding naturally creates a struggle, which naturally creates suffering, which naturally creates pain, which naturally creates either moving away from that pain education, dropping out of school, which many teachers and children and teenagers do, or moving forward to put out that pain, sometimes aggressively. You don't sit in between. There's no mid-step here, sit and take the pain day after day after day, year after year after year. We're either going away or we're coming forward. So I hope you move forward for game on and participate. We will not create real, meaningful, lasting competition for learning in K-12 public education until we get the foundation, the court set, and the rule of law. Never tell a child what to do until you've shared with the child, taught that child how to do, especially to try and get our hands around memorizing, which is the most difficult thing to create. Can I say it any more simply?